And we're on, we're live. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Fee from Fit and Mother. I'm excited to be here today with you on Wednesday to do our Workout Wednesday session. So I'm just going to give you guys a little second to hop on board. Say hi if you're joining me live. So I'm Fee, I run Fit and Mother. I'm a mum of two. I've got two boys, both of whom are a little bit older now, so they're off at school. If you're going to be joining in this session though, it is completely suitable for you, whether you are a mum-to-be, whether you're a new mum, whether like me, you've got slightly older children. So do get involved, okay? You don't have to join me live, but some of you might be. You can absolutely do this on demand whenever suits. But if you are joining me, hi, wave, say hello, let me know where you are. I'm just south of Oxford. So I'm bringing this to you from my little at-home studio. So the session we're going to be doing today is going to last around 30 minutes, okay? And it's going to be a bit of a fitness Pilates fusion style class. If you've got some little weights, and I mean little weights, okay, these are the dinky ones that I'm going to be using, then by all means grab those. If not, some water bottles or cans of beans out of your kitchen cupboard are going to do the job just fine. So I'll give you a second. If you do want to run off and grab something, then go ahead and use those. If not, you can do it completely equipment free, okay? It's your workout. It's entirely whatever suits you. It's going to be suitable for all. So I'm going to give a load of variations. I'm a pre and postnatal specialist, so I will be offering loads of modifications. There's nothing high impact in there, but obviously just listen to your bodies, guys, okay? I know that sounds fairly obvious, but really listen in. Just go with what feels good for you with whatever stage you're at, whatever fitness level you're at, and however you're feeling today. So take a little note before we get started of just how you're feeling, what kind of mood you're in, how your energy levels are. We'll do a quick check-in at the end and see if we can maybe just up those levels a little bit for you. So again, if you've got little ones crawling around by you, get them involved, it's absolutely fine. Just go at your own pace, whatever works for you. So, are we ready? Should we get started? Yay, good stuff. Okay, so if you can, go barefoot for this one, guys, okay? It just means that you can get a little bit of a connection in with your mat. So I just want us to come over, first of all, just standing up, nice and tall on your mat. So just bring your feet together, okay? So bring the edges of your feet together and your thighs are touching, no thigh gaps on my watch. So I just want us standing up nice and tall, thinking about just lengthening up through your spine a little bit, so you're really standing nice and tall. I want you to roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then draw them down and back. So you're relaxed away from your ears, shoulders are drawn down. Keep your heels pinned together, okay, but then turn your toes out to the corner of your mat. I want you to rock up onto your toes and then just drop your heels back down underneath your feet, okay, because this is a really nice way of finding out what hip width distance apart. Everyone I speak to always thinks their hips are right there. They're not, okay? So you want your feet underneath the bony parts of your hips, so directly in line. Just lengthen out, lift your kneecaps up a little bit, and again, think about standing nice and tall. I just want us to start off forgetting whatever you were doing in the lead up to now. Let it all go. We're just going to start in with some nice deep breaths, okay? So you can close your eyes here if you want to, and I just want us to start by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. As you breathe in through the nose, I really want you to think about really trying to expand that rib cage. So filling those lungs with air, feeling that rib cage and move on out. Good. And then when you're ready to breathe out and exhale, I want you to blow out as if you're blowing out through a straw. And as you do so, you should feel your rib cage contracting and your stomach coming together. And I want you to blow that very last breath away. Okay, let's do that again. So nice deep inhale. Feel your ribcage expanding, everything just settling down a little bit. Good, and then as you exhale, blow that air out. And keep going, so that you really empty your lungs. Okay, one more time through. So inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, just really letting everything go, okay? So already you should feel hopefully just a little bit more grounded. Good stuff. Okay, so standing nice and tall, I just want you to dip your chin in towards your chest so you get a little stretch along the back of your neck there And then just draw your shoulders gently up towards your ears and start rolling down. Okay, letting everything go floppy. So try and think about drawing your core in a little bit here, and then just letting the arms go heavy. So the crown of your head is leaning down. Now if you are pregnant and you've got quite a big bump, you might feel that you can only come out to about this distance. So just come with whatever feels good for you. Just pull up your kneecaps slightly here, okay? So your legs are nice and straight. You should get a nice stretch along the back of your legs. Let the arms go heavy. Good, and then on your next breath, just slowly rolling back up. So we're really trying to just stack that spine, little by little, all the way to the top. And then as you roll up, just bring those shoulders down and back. Good. Coming out to the side next. So with a breath, we're going to come out to the side, draw one elbow up, hips and feet are still just quite narrow here, okay? So about hip distance apart. Don't bring them out too wide. We're just trying to get a little bit of mobilisation through the top half of our back. It's where we always feel a little bit tense. If you are a new mum, you're spending half your time carrying and feeding and hunched over. We just want to open you back out a little bit here. So this should feel nice. Let's go once more on each side. Good. And once more here. Perfect. Roll and reset those shoulders. And then here you can just either bring one hand onto the front of your tummy and the other into the small of your back, depending on where your tummy is at the moment, or bringing your hands onto your hips. I just want us to rock through a little bit and just try and find our good standing position. Okay, so as you push your hips back, you're pushing your bottom out, concaving out the bottom of your spine, and then tucking under, tucking that pelvis under. So guys, if you're feeling a little bit tight through your hip flexors, this is a really nice one to do, okay? If you've got any kind of pelvic girdle pain, again, just a nice one to get a little bit of mobilisation through your pelvis. So just go with what feels good. All the way forward is point A, all the way back is point C, and then I just want you coming and stopping somewhere in the middle. Okay, so kind of your point B, your neutral spine. So this is what we're going to do for our standing position. So I've got a nice little standing flow for you first. Lots of different options, okay? So you can take it super gentle and just go for more of a mobility style workout, or we can up the pace a little bit, up the intensity, and go for more of a fitness vibe. Then we're going to be coming down onto the mats and doing some work down there. So if you have got some light little weights, now is the time to pick them up, okay? If you're not using weights, then you don't worry about the weights at all. You just do the same arm movements as what I am doing. So weights, just relax down by your side. Try not to grip on too tight, okay? So just letting them relax down here, just gently pulling your shoulders down. I want us to inhale and bring the arms all the way up overhead. So let's take a nice deep inhale. Arms come up overhead. As we exhale, you're going to turn your weights on the horizontal and bring them around, swooping around. Good. So it's an inhale and lift, and then an exhale and swoop around. Good. So we inhale and lift, and we exhale and swoop around. So we're starting to move and open up through the shoulders here. Good. And sweep around. So nice little bit of shoulder mobility. Just adding in these little light weights for a little bit extra work through the muscles. Good. Keep going here. So we inhale, really lengthen up through the spine, open out the rib cage. Good. Once more, we're going to inhale and exhale, swoop all the way around. This time we're just coming up to about chest height. So I want you inhaling, floating your arms up to about chest height, and then as we exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, chest opens up. Good. Bring it back in and gently lower down. So really trying to control these movements. Okay, let's go again. So we inhale, we exhale. Good. So I don't want you to overthink your breath here, okay? I'm just trying to give you a few cues, because if we connect our breath, it does make it a lot easier with these movements. Good. Starting to engage through the core. So we come up, squeezing, chest is open, back together and down. And as we come up, make sure that we're not throwing our hips forward. So we don't want to be doing this. Okay, so spine stays nice and tall. Once more like this, we're going to inhale, exhale, together, and float down. Let's just roll and reset those shoulders back. Same thing, so coming up here, opening up, but I want you to stay out wide now and I want you to pulse it through. So even with these light little weights, this should feel like there's a little bit of burn going on, okay, which is a good thing. I like to focus on doing a lot of upper body strength workouts for my mums, because let's face it, the babies that we are carrying keep getting heavier and heavier and bigger. So it's really important that we feel strong. Good, keep going here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bring them back in together, float them down, and now bring them just behind, again without tilting your hips forwards. So now your shoulder blades are really squeezed together, your chest is lifted and open, and we're just pulsing through here. Good. As we do this, really just think about your posture, so standing nice and tall. Good. Keep pulsing through. Perfect. For 3, for 2, and 1. Relax down, roll and reset those shoulders. We're going to do that little sequence again. So let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pull apart, and pulse it through here. So really think about it. You're trying to crack a nut in between your shoulder blades, okay? That's the motion that we're going for. Good. Keep those arms nice and high. The temptation is going to want to be to bring them down. I want you to keep them out in line with your shoulders. Good. Can you feel the burn? It's amazing. Just these light little weights, what the extra it brings. Even if you're not using weights, you'll be feeling this. For 3, for 2, and 1. Float them back in, bring them all the way down, and then extend just behind your back and pulse them through. Good. Just think about gently drawing your belly button back in towards your spine here. We're not holding our breath, okay? We're not trying to tense. I want you feeling relaxed everywhere apart from where these muscles are working. Good. Pulse it through. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release the arms, roll and reset those shoulders. We're going to do that one more time. So coming up, opening out wide. Perfect, guys. Keep pulsing through here. Good. You can definitely feel it third time around, right? So really keep that chest lifted. Good. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. I know when we start concentrating, we tend to frown, tighten up the muscles in our forehead, and we tend to hold our breath. I want you keeping on breathing naturally, even through the burn. 3, for 2, for 1. Bring back into center. Release those arms, bring them behind. Squeeze that nut in between your shoulder blades. Last little set like this. Good. Keep those shoulders drawn down from your ears. We're breathing through. I want you feeling nice and warm as we go for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and release. Roll and reset. If you're feeling a little tense through the neck, just give your neck a little roll around. Grab a drink whenever you want to, okay guys? We're going to give the upper body a little bit of a break. I want us to move on to the lower body. So just keep these weights down by your side, imagining that they're just trying to lengthen out your arms a little bit. Make sure you bring those feet back in underneath those hip bones. And from here, with your right leg, I just want you tapping forward. So a toe tap to the front, a toe tap to the side, and a toe tap to the back. So we're just starting to open up through the hip flexors here. So hip flexors can get a little tight during pregnancy. So it's really nice to just open them back out again. And I'm going to give you some different options here, guys, okay? So you can absolutely keep going like this, just with your tap throughs. This hip remains directly over this opposite leg. Okay, so we're not moving at all. If you want to make it a little bit harder, I don't want you tapping down, I just want you floating that foot. So floating out in front, floating to the side, and then floating back down. So we're starting to test our core balance a little bit here by not allowing that foot to drop. I'm not tipping forwards from the waist, so I'm staying nice and tall. So this is your second option. If you want to go something a little bit more energetic, I want you taking it into a lunge. So front lunge, side lunge, and reverse lunge. Front lunge, staying nice and tall. Side lunge, stepping out as far as you can, sinking back. So lots of options. Go with whichever one you want to. We're doing 3 more rounds here. So this is 3. You can mix it up. Good. This is 2. Breathe it through. And this is 1. Good stuff. Perfect. All the way back in. And I just want you pedaling those feet through, okay? Giving your brain a little chance to catch up before we switch on to the next side. So again, roll and reset those shoulders. Starting in with your left leg this time. Same options again, guys. So you can either tap down. It's a really nice one, just for getting some mobility going. You can float that foot. Really trying to control, and don't worry if you wobble a little bit, okay? Wobbling is totally fine. It's those core muscles stabilizing us and kicking in. Or take it into those lunges. And if you're doing your lunges, really try and sink down as low as you can. Good. Let me know which one you're going for, team. Breathe it through. Staying nice and tall. Chest is open, whichever one you're doing. Good. 3 more rounds through. Perfect, guys. I'm disappearing off a little bit with my lunges. Last round. Good. And back. Return the feet and then pedal them through again. Just trying to really open up the bottom of your feet as well, okay? So think about the muscles along the bottom of your feet there. Good. Okay, from here, take a breath. Roll and reset those shoulders. I want us starting to sink back into a squat, and as we do, we're going to extend our arms out in front of us. So take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, drop away. Good. Come back up to standing. Now guys, if you are quite heavily pregnant here, you're probably going to be more comfortable bringing your legs a little bit further apart. So if you need to go wider with your legs to accommodate your bump, absolutely fine here, okay? Go with whatever feels good for you. And again, just come in, or as deep as you can, but whatever feels good for you. If you've got any kind of pelvic floor issues or anything going on, I want you to really think about engaging your pelvic floor here, okay? So as we sink down, we hold, and then as we come up, think about lifting your pelvic floor back up. So you can do the eyebrows if you need to here, guys. So we sink down, and then we lift up. And guys, you might not feel that connection straight away, but I promise you, the more we start thinking about it, the easier it becomes. Good. So keep breathing through. Exhale. Inhale, good. 2 more here. Exhale, send that bottom back. Fingertips and bottom want to be as far apart from each other as you can manage. Last one. Good. Return to standing. Roll those shoulders through. If you're holding onto your weights, just turn them on the horizontal in front of your thighs. And I just want us coming into a half roll down here, okay? So draw your belly button in and just graze your hands down your legs. Crown of the head is leading. Let those arms go heavy. Keep the legs straight, okay? So just come down as far as you're comfortable with your legs straight. Kneecaps just lifted up slightly. Good. And then when you're ready, on your next breath, rolling back up. Really slowly here, guys, vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms stay heavy, crown of the head still leading down until you're almost up to standing. Come all the way up to standing and roll and reset those shoulders. We're going to come down onto the floor now, okay? So depending on how you're feeling, you can either roll down, walk out and come down onto all fours, or you can just come down to sitting and then making your way onto all fours, whatever feels good for you, okay? So we're going to be in this all four position. So I want you to think about, and you can set your weights to one side here for a minute, okay? I want you to think about bringing those knees all the way under your hips and then bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders. So you're aiming to have a really nice flat back here. Imagine you've got a tray of cocktails or Prosecco or whatever you want to envisage, balanced on your back, and you don't want to spill any of the contents, okay? So try not to sag through the lower back here. And again, if you've got a bump, you might want to bring your legs a little bit wider just to accommodate your bump, whatever feels comfortable for you. But bring your wrists all the way underneath the shoulders, don't leave them out here, okay? So I want you feeling nice and supported. Good. From here, I just want you to flex the toes on the back of your feet, okay? So your toes are pointed down to the mat. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. As we inhale, we're going to just start to lift up our core. So we're not moving, but we're going to inhale, drawing our belly button as if we're trying to pull it back towards our spine. Good. We're going to exhale, we're going to push into the mat. So it's not going to look like I'm moving very much here at all, but I just want us to spend a moment just connecting and feeling what our breath can do for our tummy muscles. Again, If you've just had a baby, you might not necessarily feel the connection. The more you do it, the more you will start to feel it, I promise. Good. Take another nice deep breath here. Good. And then pushing into the mat. Okay, keep those toes flexed. From here, I want us to just push off into a very short hover plank, okay? So don't panic by the word plank, because I promise everyone can do this. You're going to push up just an inch or so off the floor. Your bottom is in line with your shoulders. Your back is nice and flat. And then you're going to lower back down again. Okay, so you're going to push up. And then you're going to lower back down. So it's a really small little movement, but it is a full body weight movement. This is a great way, if you're looking to build up to full planks, this is a really nice way of doing it. So keep going here with your little lift and lower. If that feels okay for you, then you can by all means come up into your lift and stay in your lift. You might start to get a little bit of a wobble through the arms here. Completely normal, like I said, it's a full body weight exercise. Breathe it through. Good, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Perfect. Just pop yourself up to a high kneeling position, give your wrists a little roll. Good. We're going to bring the weights in here if you want to, okay? So you're going to come back into your all 4 kneeling position. You can flatten out your feet now. If you can, you're going to bring a little weight and just hook it into the back of your knee here. And we're going to come up into a glute pulse. So again, nice flat back here. Lifting the leg without dipping from the hip. And we're just going to pulse it through. Pulse it through. So you're really squeezing the glutes here. And I know I said I love doing upper body work. It's true. I love doing core work. I love doing all the work. But glutes in particular, I do a lot of work on the glutes, a lot of squats in my workout, because they are such an important muscle, okay? They're such an important muscle for supporting our posture, okay? And that is really important. During pregnancy, after pregnancy, we want our glutes fired up. So just keep pulsing here. Good. Keep it going, keep it going. Toes are pointed. Just make sure that your neck is relaxed, in line with your spine. I keep turning to look at you, but you can just, once you know what you're doing, relax into your position. Good. Are you smiling, guys? Are you starting to feel this? Keep going here. Perfect. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Return that knee back in. We're going to switch sides. So if you are using your little weight, just bring it across onto the opposite side. Again, if you want to take the opportunity to have a little wrist roll, then do. And then you're going to switch sides, just being mindful to keep that back nice and flat, pushing into the mat through the hands and pulsing through here. How are you feeling? Good, let me come around this way. Here we go. Good, so keep pulsing here. Keep that leg lifted high. You're not drawing it down each time. Good work, guys. Keep going, keep going. Love a little bit of glute burn. Keep going here. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Return this knee. You can unhook your weight if you were using your weight now. Again, use the opportunity whilst you're up to give your wrists a little roll and then draw them back down again, making sure they come all the way underneath your shoulders, okay? Because we want the work coming into our muscles, not coming into our joints. Good. Let's just come back to our breath for a minute, okay? So I want you to inhale and slide your right leg away from you. I want you to exhale and squeeze the glute to lift that leg up high. I just want you holding here for a minute. Good, so a little test of balance. We're starting to recruit those core muscles in again. If you feel you can now, I want you bringing your left arm up and away. Bring it all the way up in line with your ear. So you're coming into what I like to call the super mum position. Da, 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 da. Good. Again, making sure that that lower back isn't starting to sink. And just focus on holding here. Breathe it through. Good. 2, and 1. Return the hand. Keep the leg high, but point the toes down to the ground. I want you to tap down and then squeeze the glute to lift. Tap down to the floor with the toes. Squeeze the glute to lift. Good. Keep that neck in line with your spine so you're not straining. Perfect, guys. We're doing 4 and 3. Good. For 2 and 1. I want you to keep that leg lifted, so recruit that glute muscle. Again, bringing in your left arm extension again if you can. Either just holding here, okay, and if you're pregnant or if you've got any kind of diastasis muscle separation in your tummy, I just want you holding. If you haven't, you can bring elbow and knee to meet underneath your torso as a little crunch. Elbow and knee together as a little crunch, extending and pushing that leg away from you each time. So choose which option is right for you. Breathe. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Perfect. Return that left hand, bend the right knee and just sink it back into child's pose. Again, taking your legs a little wider if you need to. You can stay up higher or you can come all the way down, having a nice little stretch through the shoulders. The further you walk those fingertips away, the more of a stretch you're going to get through your upper back. Good. Breathe it through here. 2 and 1. On your next breath, draw back up onto all fours. Bring those knees back in underneath the hip bones. We're going to do the same on the opposite side, okay? So this time I want you to take a breath, slide the left leg away. Good. Squeeze the glute to lift. Hold it here. Think about your nice tray of cocktails balanced on your back. Good. And then if you can, when you're ready, lifting that right arm, bring it all the way up in line with your ear. Good. Breathe it through. Good. For 2 and 1. Return that right hand. Keep the leg lifted and then tap the toe down to the floor. Squeeze the glute to lift. Perfect. Keep going here, guys. You've got it. Tap and lift. Really using those glute muscles to pull that leg up. Amazing stuff. 4, 3, for 2 and 1. Keep that leg elevated, and when you're ready, lift that right arm away, coming either into this balance hold. And again, if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, please don't worry, okay? The wobble is good. It's those core stabilizations kicking in, keeping you upright. If it's suitable for you, elbow to knee crunch underneath. So again, if you've got a muscle separation, I don't want you doing that crunch, okay? It's a bit too intense. And if you've got a bump in the way, you're not going to be able to make that reach, so just hold. Otherwise, add in your crunch. You're doing great. 4 and 3. Good. For 2 and 1. Perfect. Return that right arm, return the left knee and sink it back into your relaxation stretch, whatever that is for you, okay? So you can come into child's pose, or you might just want to sit up and come up onto high kneeling, give your wrists a little roll. It really is whatever feels good for you. Good stuff. Breathe it through. For 2 and 1. Then on your next inhale, slide those wrists back in, push back up onto all fours. I want to start coming into some stretches now, guys, okay? So think about coming into your cat-cows. Again, I just want you going as far as you're comfortable with this particular move. So take a nice deep inhale, round through the shoulders, tuck your pelvis under. Good. Exhale, push away, come up into pushing your bottom out, stretching your neck through. So inhale, coming into cat, rounding through the shoulders, tucking under. Exhale, push away. Again, if you're relatively newly postnatal, you might not want to go to the extremes with this movement. Just keep the movement gentle. Listen to how your body's feeling. That is always the key. Good, guys, but hopefully this feels nice. Nice little release, especially through the shoulders. Good, let's do one more here. Perfect, and then come back onto all fours. I just want you swinging your knees around onto one side. We're going to come to sitting, but with the knees out to the side, if this is comfortable for you, okay? So your knees are kind of on a zigzag. I want you to imagine that you are channeling your inner mermaid here, okay? I'm just going to shimmy forwards a bit. So knees out to the side. Good. You're going to relax one arm down to the floor. We're going to take a nice inhale. I'm going to stretch up and over. So I want you imagining that you're creating these nice little spaces in your rib cage here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good. It should feel nice. Again, on your next breath, come down and reach across on the opposite side. Again, these are just your stretches, so just whatever feels nice for you. Perfect. Hold it here. 2 and 1. Release this arm. You're just going to spin your legs around to face the opposite direction. So again, bringing your knees out into the zigzag, leaning down on one side. Inhale, take the arm up overhead. Chest stays open here, okay? So we're not rounding through the shoulders. We're keeping that chest lifted. Good, guys. Hold it here. On your next breath, come down and come across on the opposite side. Really enjoy this stretch, okay? It's designed to make you feel good. Perfect. You might be getting clambered over at this point if you've got toddlers with you. But just try and stay in the zone just for a little longer if you can. Good. Relax this hand. Just spin around to sitting however you're comfortable, okay? So for me, I tend to go cross legs, but you might prefer to have your legs out straight in front of you. You might prefer to be up kneeling at this point, okay? It's whatever works for you. So just think about lengthening up through the spine, just as we did at the start. Standing tall, now we're sitting tall. I want you to tuck your chin to your chest. If you want to here, guys, close your eyes. If you're being allowed a little bit of peace and quiet to close your eyes, then indulge yourself and do. Feel that stretch along the back of your neck. From here, I just want us rolling our neck around, dropping the ear towards the shoulder on one side, keeping those shoulders drawn down, chest lifted. Come all the way around in one direction. Just noticing if there's any little areas that you feel a little bit more stuck. If you do, feel free to stay there and hold that stretch. Otherwise, you're going to come all the way around in the other direction. Just doing a quick little check-in on your posture. Make sure you're sitting up tall still. All the way around. Breathe it through. Good. And then slowly lifting your chin, coming back up. You can blink your eyes open at this stage if you want to. I want us to just come back to our breath. So just as we did at the start, you can relax your hands down on your knees or down by your sides, okay? Take a nice deep inhale. Feel those lungs expand. Good. As you exhale, remember we're trying to blow through the straw. Feeling the lungs contract back down. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. One more time for me, guys. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale. Good. Blow that final bit of breath away. Roll your shoulders and just start to get a little bit of movement back in. And do a little sense check, okay? So I asked you at the beginning how you were feeling. Just do that little sense check with you again. Do this every time you move, okay? Because the idea of movement is that it's meant to make you feel good. Hopefully you feel like you've had a good little workout there, okay? It was just 30 minutes, but we've kind of done a bit of everything, a bit of all over movement. We've incorporated the weights and got a little bit of extra bang for our buck. So let me know how you got on, okay? What you enjoyed, what felt good. And that was a bit of a blend of what I call fitness Pilates, which is the style of Pilates that I teach in my online studio. So it's a bit quicker paced. It's a bit more dynamic perhaps than if you've been used to doing traditional Pilates. So we can add in things like the lunges and you can really tailor it to how you're feeling. Guys, if you enjoyed that, and I really hope you did, I'm doing a special offer in line with Natal Active where you can join my online fitness Pilates studio. It's normally £15 for the month, but I'm doing a special offer if you use the code Natal Active and you get 4 months for the price of 2. And there are hundreds and hundreds of workouts in there already that you can access on demand, and I add a new fitness Pilates style workout, so just as we've done today, in there every week. And as we've gone through today, they're suitable for whatever stage you are at. If you haven't got little ones climbing all over your gown and you can spend a little bit more time down on your mat, please stay there, do some more stretches, do a little bit of relaxing. Otherwise, I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your day. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined me. Hi guys, sorry I haven't been coming in and checking in on the comments because I got into the zone, but I hope you enjoyed that. I will read through them all, and this is going to go straight onto the page so you'll be able to access it on demand if you couldn't quite get it all done now. Thank you guys, happy Wednesday. I will see you all soon. Take care.